All right. We're going to try to keep our glasses on. We're going to try to keep our glasses on. Try to keep our glasses on. Hmm. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, Grand Rising. Great day. Happy Monday. Happy Moon Day. TikTok is in the building first as usual. As per usual, good morning, good morning, good morning. Make sure you say good morning. Make sure you say good day. I do not intend to be on here long today. Don't intend to be on long today. Have some things I need to take care of, but I did want to go ahead and record this. And because I felt like I was going to be channeling, I said, let me just go ahead and do it live real fast and see what I get. So, good morning, good morning, good morning. Make sure you say good morning. Tap the screen for the likes. Follow your girl. I really appreciate everybody joining. Um, so, initially, I said, good morning, good morning, good morning, that I was not doing any more collective readings live anymore. That was my plan, unless Spirit called me to. So I was getting ready to do this for my Patreon community. And when I was, writing my notes, I started to get a download and I was like, oh man, I don't think this is just for my Patreon. So I said, let me go ahead and just sit for a moment. And I was like, yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and do this live. I'm going to go ahead and do it live. Um, so good morning, good morning. If you're new here, hi, I am Ianifa Dania Faomi Shango. I am an Ifa priestess and spiritual awakening doula for the African American diaspora. And what I'd like to do today. Hi, beautiful. Good morning, Grand Rising, and good day. I hope that you are enjoying your Monday Moon Day. Hope you and the plants are well. Um, so this morning, decided to do divination and get an Odu for the collective. At least I thought it was just Patreon, but apparently I got it for the collective. And for those that don't know, I practice the Orisha tradition. So the Ifa is the name of the divinatory system, binary system of ones and twos. And when we cast, we receive an Odu, which is a verse from their holy scripture. And at least in totality or sum, it will apply to the question at hand. And so my question was, what should I speak to? What can I teach from? Where can I offer nourishment to the collective? And so what I got was Oak Bay Otutapan. So each, already about to leave. Each aspect of the Odu represents a metaphysical concept. It represents an aspect of our cosmic journey, from birth to death to transformation to rebirth. And each one, highlights specific aspects of how that looks for us. So Ogbe is open roads. It is being in alignment. It's aligned to destiny, aligned to your consciousness, aligned to your Ori. And then Otunopan is all about health, all about our health. This could be physical health, spiritual health, mental health, emotional health. It is all things health. A lot of times people relate it to infectious disease, but it is health, period, your health, period. And so when you put the two together, this is like an open road leads to good health. And I'm like, that is wonderful. That's a wonderful thing. And so as I'm, jotting down what, I'm getting from the Odu, this one thing that sticks out to me. And for those who've been on my lives before, I take copious notes. One of the things that came up for an offering, and that's the thing that made me realize this message was not simply for my Patreon community, because it aligned to something I've been saying for the last couple of days. And I was like, okay, this is what Ifa wants me to talk about. So the Ebo that it talked about, and Ebo was an offering, was a head cleansing for the Ori and to end hard times. And I was like, so I've been doing Ifa divinations publicly now for clients for a few weeks. And what I have noticed is that almost every single one of my clients, when I do their divination, at some point there is something about them and honoring their Ori. So let's talk about who and what your Ori is. Your Ori in Yoruba literal translation means head. So whether you practice an Orisha tradition or not, is there this thing here attached to thy neck? You have an Ori. Everyone has one. In a more esoteric and metaphysical sense, your Ori is your consciousness. Not simply your consciousness, but it's the part of you that remembers that it is connected to the Most High. It is the part of you that remembers its divine lineage. It's the part of you that has borne witness to the destiny and essentially knows how you should get there. It's what speaks to you through your intuition and sends you like, hey, you should do this. You should go that way. You should do that thing. It is your Ori trying to help support you and guide you. Your Ori is with you through every event of life, even as ancestors come in and out based upon what your needs in the journey are at that time. Orisha in and out based on the needs of the situation at that time. Always, always, always. It is the creator and your Ori, always, always. And so our Ori, and there's like, if you want money, inquire of your head, inquire of your Ori, because your Ori is the one that says, this is in alignment to my destiny. Your Ori is essentially you. It is like this is what's for me. This is what's not for me. So if you want something, you need to inquire of your Ori. Like, yo, I really want this car. I really want this house. I really want this partner. I really want this job. You go through your Ori. And so because your Ori is your literal physical head, sometimes things that happen to you physically, there's almost always a spiritual correlation. This is not to say don't do the mundane, practical things to take care of your physical health. Take care of your physical health. By the time it has manifested as physical, you need to. You need to do the things to take care of your physical health. However, you should also consider doing the tag team, taking care of your spiritual health as well, to go ahead and have that cleared away so you don't relapse. And so what I realized is I'm doing these divinations, and different people, different ages, different parts of town, some even virtual, every single one needed an Ori cleanse. Every last one of them. One or two, okay. Every divination I did, different Odus, not the same Odu, different ones, all called for an Ori cleanse. I don't believe in coincidence. The Most High is out here creating timelines, dimensions, worlds, other people. There's other things to do other be doing random stuff because it look cool. So if I'm seeing everybody show up needing an Ori cleanse, something is up. Something is up. And I feel like this is in large part due to a lot of people having conscious awakenings. This does not mean that they're coming to an African practice. What it does mean is that they are trying to align their physical conscious self to their higher self, and they have never done any spiritual maintenance. They don't take spiritual baths. They don't honor their higher self. They don't honor their Ori. So certain spiritual maintenance things is not happening, and they're trying to get a spiritual upgrade, and there's getting an error message. The software is not loading effectively, easily. The software actually be loading. You may be getting the upgrade, but because you haven't been doing certain maintenance work, there's a cleansing that needs to be done. Like you need to defrag your conscious hard drive. I'm sorry for the computer analogy. I don't know which part of my spiritual team feels like it needs to come through that way, but hey, I'm just going to roll with it. But the hard drive needs to be defragged. It's fragmented and it needs to be defragged so that it can come into alignment. The Ori and the Ipanri, the higher self, they want to be in alignment, but your Ori is always with you. So as you are attracting and picking up gunk and all these other thought forms and ideas and concepts and limiting beliefs, all this junk is just like hanging around your Ori. And your Ori is like, I need this gone. I need it gone. I need this cleansed from me so that we can properly align to the destiny that I'm trying to lead you to. But you can't hear me because you got all this gunk. You can't hear me because the gears are all gunked up. And I need you to cleanse me. I not only need you to cleanse me, I need you to honor me. And for anyone who goes to my website, you can click the link in the bio and look and see. You look at my logo, and the next thing you see is self-love is an act of worship. You honoring your Ori is self-love. Your Ori is you. When you see prayers to your Ori, when you say gratitude to your Ori, when you say, Ori, guide me, inner spirit, guide me, inner spirit, guide me, Ori, support me, Ori, support me, Ori, support my abundance, Ori, support my good health, Ori, support my good spouse, Ori, protect my children, Ori, protect my good character, Ori, guide me, Ori, guide me, Ori, guide me. My inner spirit, my good character is grateful. Ashe. That is honoring your favorite, shiniest, most lavish part of you each and every day. The part of you that remembers that you and the Most High are one every single day. Imagine if you are doing, I want you to think about when you worked at a job and you were doing all this work to make that company successful, to make them successful. You're doing all this great work and they never acknowledge you. They never tell you good job. They never tell you thank you. They don't even speak to you. They don't even know your name. They walk through and come visit. You don't even get an acknowledgement because they have no idea who you are. Just imagine for a moment how that felt and how that feels. Now apply that to your Ori. The one aspect of your spiritual team that is always literally right here. You can look at it and physically see it. It is right here and you don't even acknowledge it. You don't even acknowledge it. And so now you're trying to have this awakening. Now you're trying to come into alignment with the highest version. Good morning, the highest version of yourself. And your Ori is like, I am fed up. You gonna learn today. You're going to acknowledge me today. And so what I noticed happening outside of me getting it in divination, all these people in my area, and my Facebook friend list were complaining about headaches. Everybody, their head hurt. They felt heavy. Headache, heavy. Headache, heavy. It was over and over and over again. And I'm like, what the freak is going on with everybody? That again, one too many people, different people having headaches. Having headaches. And I'm like, what is happening with y'all? And so I'll be honest, my intuition told me a while ago to make a post about people honoring their Ori. And I went live a few weeks ago and I said, I will give you Ori prayers in English for free. I will give you the prayers in English for free. All you got to do is inbox me and say so. Brother, inbox me and then message you later. I've been saying these for a couple of days and I can already feel an energetic shift. I will give that to you for free. You know why? Because I received it for free. I received it for free well before I ever thought I was going to initiate. I didn't think I was initiating. I didn't think I was going to become a priest. I didn't think that. But that made sense to me. It's like this part of me remembers that it's God. This part of me remembers everything. This part of me opens the way for me. This part of me, well, I can't get no spiritual support if my Ori don't say so. Can't no ancestor, can't no angel, can't nobody come to me. Let my Ori say it is good. So I give honor for my Ori allowing myself to receive assistance from my ancestors, for welcoming and embracing them, for accepting the guidance from Orunmila, for accepting the wisdom of Ifa, for letting Orisha come and support me, for letting my guardian, like I got a pantheon of spiritual support. You know, stop with Ori. My Ori says, hey, you're good. You can help in this regard. You can help in this regard. I need to say thank you. I need to say thank you. And being able to honor my Ori has been like one of the most life-changing things I've done because it is like thanking me. It is the close, like it's like thank you. Because this is what thank you. Thank you. Every day. Thank you. I appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you. Because I do spiritual work, I am cognizant of the need to do spiritual hygiene. But that applies to everyone. You don't have to do spiritual work because you are a spiritual being. That means you should also do spiritual hygiene. Just as you wash the dirt from your body, you need to wash the gunk from your auric field. You need to do that. And this includes your head. See, a lot of times it's easy. We might do the spiritual bath and sit in the tub. We get all this. We may even do our face, but we don't do our whole head. We don't do our whole head. We don't pay attention. Sometimes our Ori will call us to change our hair. This is for the sisters. That time you felt like you need to cut all your hair off and you didn't know why. When they say when a woman cuts their hair off, something is changing, she's going through a transformation. When dudes be feeling like, yo, all of a sudden I want to cut my locks off. And they don't know why. And they may even save them. But in the moment, they're like, these have to go. Their Ori is trying to communicate. Your Ori is trying to communicate with you. Like, let me give you something real outlandish. Color your hair off. Dye your hair this wild color. Something to get your attention, to pay its attention. So when I pulled this Odu, that's the thing that stuck out. The health was important because the people I have seen, that headache is your health. And an open road leads to good health. The open pathway, cleaning of your head. For those that feel called, if you have someone in your area, let them do divination on you and see if it comes up for you as an individual. I'm willing to bet it probably will. You need to let someone cleanse your Ori. If you don't want to go through a whole Ifa-based ritual for cleaning your Ori, then by all means, whatever you consider a spiritual wash, even if it's simply salt water prayed over with a couple of psalms and dump that over your head, do something to cleanse this aspect of your spiritual body. And then incorporate some prayers to your Ori, thanking it for all of the hard work. It keeps your body in alignment. It keeps your spirit in alignment. It's doing a lot of heavy lifting, and you're not giving it its due. You're not giving it its praise. I don't practice Lukumi Santeria, things like that. So if you were to ask me, who is my head Orisha? My Ori. Ain't nobody fighting for supremacy because the supreme one is my Ori. All the other Orishas manifest as need be based upon what's going on and which aspect of that energy I need to tap into. But don't get it twisted. If you ask me about my head, I'm going to tell you my head, my Ori. That's it. Everyone else is in support, in alignment of where I am in my destiny, but my Ori is my head, period. So some other things that came up were long life is guaranteed as long as you are living in good character. So let's talk about what good character means. What does Iwa Pele actually mean? When you are moving in the truest essence of who you are. The truest essence of who you are. Trusting your intuition, following those intuitive nudges, even if you feel the fear, doing it anyway, because courage does not exist where there is no fear. Courage don't exist where there is no fear. It is the fear that makes way for courage because you have the fear and you do it anyway. It is when you do these things and move into alignment with the best, favorite, most exciting, joyful, exuberant part of yourself. I don't refer to my higher self as my higher self. Anytime I try to, I get no acknowledgement. It is my favorite self. And my favorite self is where all of the essence of my good character is. That is where the truth of my being resides. My happiest self, my most luxurious self, my joyful self, my silly self, my sensual self, my creative self. All of these things are in my character. Me honoring those aspects of myself every day, truly and wholly and honestly. That is me living in my Iwa Pele, not letting people send me over the edge to pop off, and being honest when I do. When I'm driving down the road and you get in front of me and slow down, God's still working on me. Some words are going to fly. They're going to fly. My window will be up. You might not hear them, but please know the words will fly. If I'm trying to park my car and you're double parked, I am vexed. Very, very vexed. But I acknowledge that part of myself and I don't hate her. I love her. I absolutely love her. Someone came over yesterday to get an energy healing from me. Funnest session ever. I love what I do. If money didn't exist, I'd still do it. And he and I were just talking, and he was like, when people meet you, they get that nurturing and loving and caring and friendly, yada yada yada. He said, but I can see that if need be, you'll cut somebody's head off. Balance. That is an aspect of me. I don't deny her. She exists. I just know that I don't have to react that way. I keep a cool head. I keep a cool head in these situations, and thus it allows me to move in a certain way. I had such stress going on in the last couple of weeks. I got laid off from my job some months ago. All the checks had ended, and I was a bit stressed. That's truth. That's the honest. I was stressed. But what I realized when I was looking at everyone else and me is where years ago I would have had headaches, my blood pressure would have been at all this, none of those things were happening. There was angst. There are some things going on, but the magnitude of it was so much lower because I kept doing my work. I kept honoring my Ori and asking her, hey, how do we need to move in this situation? I went to my ancestors because there's logic in Ishishe. There's logic in the traditional Orisha tradition that says certain problems go to certain teams. Like you have to apply the right medicine to get the right solution. So when you're trying to, let's say, money manifestation is what everyone resonates with. We all got bills, we all got stuff, we gotta get food, groceries. Like normally you could buy some snacks for $10. Now snacks cost $30. Everybody can resonate with that. So everybody is in some respect trying to manifest more financial abundance. And that makes sense. And understand the Most High can see that price has gone up. So do not allow anyone to tell you shouldn't be manifesting money because that's not high vibrational. God knows you need money. God knows you need it. Please don't act like the Most High can't see you. God knows you need to put food on the table and it still costs money. And I will say that, hey, money still exists. You still haven't gotten rid of it. So I need some more. So what I realized is certain aspects of your spiritual team will absolutely get you what you need in divine timing. But your ancestors and your Ori, understand your Ori is with you through every event. They see you paying your rent. They see you going to the grocery store. They see you putting gas in your car. Your ancestors, especially the ones that were here in the last few hundred years, remember what it's like to pay bills. They remember what it's like to pay bills and have to get things. Even if it's simply you have to have something to exchange to get something else. They understand that. So when you have, I need money now, I need money right now, who you should go to from a logic perspective is your Ori and your ancestors, because they will react to you in the urgency that you need. It's not that Orisha, your angels, and everyone else ain't gonna react. They will. They gonna get you that long-term wealth. You see what I'm saying? When you need money in the bank today, I need it today. I need today. I need to check. I need today. Your ancestors, your Ori, get that today. Your Orisha and your angels, your Inter, your fairies, whoever else you work with, Alafia, Aboshishe, felt that come in the room. They will get you that long-term wealth. that bedrock of like legacy, that lineage building. Well, you have to know who to go to for the right medicine. You're not going to the eye doctor because you got a toothache. It's the same thing with your spiritual team. It's the same thing with your spiritual team. Even with the ancestors, even if you don't know the name of the ancestors who were entrepreneurs, even if you don't know their names, saying, hey, to my ancestors elevated of unconditional love who got the strong business sense, can you help me with aligning my business and working my business plan? I have business meetings with my spiritual team, and I mean that in a literal sense. These are the ideas and the downloads I feel like I've gotten. I need to see what's ego, what's not, which one should we strategize. When can we apply these things? When can we do these things? So that way my road is open. And then I have that spiritual support. And then I can go and apply practical action to those inspired intuitive nudges. So understanding that and working in that regard. So there's that, having that long life and living in your good character. If you have been someone who has been feeling unwell, number one, do all the medical things you're supposed to do. Let me say that again, do the medical things that you were supposed to do. Add in that the holistic things that you need to do to balance yourself on the spiritual, mental, the intangibles. Make sure that you're doing that work. If you are someone who has been going through having headaches, one of the things that came up really strong for me is not simply deep breathing. You need to do actual breath work, fire breath, and other breathing techniques. You need to do actual breath work. Hydrate. If you think you're drinking enough water, drink more. If you think you are drinking enough water, drink more. Hydrate. Do not let your headache go on longer than 2 days. If you go 2 days and on day 3 you still have a headache, go to the doctor. If on day 3 you still have a headache, go to the doctor. Do the things like, who's called? No. There we go. We're not talking to y'all right now. So go to the doctor. Do things like grounding. Some of y'all, your crown is becoming super active. This is why these head cleansings keep coming up. You're getting super active, and some of you are bypassing. You're like, I'm not going to work on my root. I'm not doing that inner work and shadow work and things like that. So you're trying to activate up here. You're trying to activate up here, and you ain't balanced the rest of the way. You're not, so the gears ain't turning. They're not turning like they're supposed to be. These are turning real fast. These don't want to turn at all. You're not in alignment. Ground. Period. Ground. Get into earth. And I mean that literally, like put your feet bare on some grass, some dirt, some something. Get to Mother Earth and ground with her. You want to wear some red on the bottom? Some root chakra color? Wear it. Eat some red foods. Ground. And then do your spiritual hygiene. Cleanse that. Cleanse it. Clean it up. But mind your health because, Ashe, mind your health because if you don't take care of yourself, Spirit's going to sit your behind down. You ever feel like, I got stuff to do. I can't sit down. I got things to do. Well, you should have probably rested when you were supposed to be sleeping and you were staying up and not sleeping. When you should have been taking a vacation and you kept pulling your laptop and your phone out when you're supposed to be taking a vacation. All these things will catch up. And eventually, speaking from real life experience, Spirit, the universe will sit your ASAP down because that's the only way to open your road to good health. Sitting down, being still, resting. Do you know how much healing work happens while we are sleeping? Both physically and spiritually, how much healing work is done in the astral while we are sleeping. That is the open road leading to good health. You have to get out of your own way and allow yourself to be healthy. You have to get out of your own way. So all those times you didn't rest, all those times you didn't sleep, all those times you didn't take a break, that health, quote unquote, scare, crisis, whatever the thing that it feels like is going on right now, that is making you be still. Sat down in my big mama Yamotavo. Sit down and rest. Let your physical body heal. And while your physical body is healing, check in and see where that spiritual nourishment needs to be found. See where that spiritual nourishment needs to be found, because it's like, I can't get your attention any other way. I always tell people the Tower card only happens in tarot because you didn't hear. It's like Spirit's like, hey, you don't listen. Spirit's like, hey, still not listening. Hey, you still not listening? Oh, I got you. I got you. Well, yeah, shut it down. Everything. Shut it down. Because they not trying to listen. We trying to get you this transformation in the easy. Y'all watch the Boondocks. We can do this the easy way, or we could do it the hard way. Y'all want to do it y'all don't want to do it the easy way because you feel like you can't have it easy. Some of you who are trying to branch away from Abrahamic traditions still feel like you cannot have it easy. You feel like the creator of all existence is incapable of blessing you with ease. You feel like it must be hard. Thus, you keep manifesting trials and tribulations you don't have to have. You keep manifesting illness when you don't have to have it. You don't have to be unwell just so you can appreciate being well. You could just simply appreciate being well and do the maintenance to stay well. But because you feel like, well, I got to fall down to get back up. Why? You can't just stay up. You just can't keep walking. You can't just, every once in a while grab the guardrail so you can keep standing up. Why does it have to be hard for you? Ask yourself that question. Why do you feel like it has to be hard? Why do you feel like it has to be hard? Why do you feel like you need a punishment in order to receive a blessing? Just consider. Consider that. If any of you is been considering going in some sort of competition, this is something that did come up. An offering you trying to win? Give an offering, and that'll give you that little extra. Protecting the legacy of the ancestors. Let me just tell you that also has been coming up for me. Elevating the ancestors, honoring them, and what that really means. When you venerate and honor and give respect to your ancestors, it is about their elevation. The fact that they will support and help and nurture and guide you on your journey is a bonus. It is about their elevation. It is about their ascension. It's about like, hey, thank you for everything you did to make sure that I got here. We always want to talk about healing ancestral trauma and wounds, and especially in the African American community and the African diaspora, that is something we are all working through. But understand that ain't the only thing your ancestors gave you. You here, right? You look like half of them. You got gifts, talents, and things that not only came from a previous life, but came from their lives. They deserve your gratitude. They deserve honor. They deserve respect. They deserve rejoicing. And it don't always got to be solemn. Like sometimes I swear we make stuff so difficult because we feel like it's got to feel like, no. I saw someone and she was coming for, I took it this way. Either I did or Spirit did. I took it like she was coming for the melanated readers. I felt like she was coming in for the melanated readers in describing how we shuffle cards and things of this nature and the music that we might listen to while we're doing readings. Understand, our spiritual practice from an African descendant is supposed to feel like a party. Have you ever watched just any tribe, any culture, any country that is practicing their indigenous practice? What does it look like? A party. It looks like a whole party. Drums are going, people are dancing, people are singing. It feels like what a party. This is not supposed to be solemn. It's not supposed to be solemn. So if your ancestors like, can you please pour me a shot of brandy, light me a cigar, and play me some music? Do it. Like, why you make it so hard? Do it. Do it. And understand the divine, the most high God, goddess, the ancestors, the creator, your Orishas don't care about your money. So the notion that you got to spend umpteen amount of money just to get in with God, that's somebody's ego. And this is not to say there should not be an equal energy exchange for any work being done. You should. Equal and fair energy exchange for work being done. But when you're sitting around your house and you have an ancestral practice and you feel called to give an offering to your ancestors and all they want from you is something small and you're just like, is that enough? You're applying human logic to spiritual request. It's from your heart, right? You're doing it with love. You're doing it with honor. You're doing it with reverence. If you are doing it in that way, it will always be the way, your way. It's a lot of times we come into a conscious awakening and we go and we miss the part of learning ourselves. And that's important to your ancestral practice, because when you know yourself, you know your ancestors, and thus you know how they are going to communicate with you, how they're going to want to be honored, because you will get those intuitive nudges. You will get those intuitive downloads to say, maybe it's just simply moving their altar. Maybe it is just simply singing them a song. I can both go in my room and sing Oriki in Yoruba and have a beautiful time, and I can go play Earth, Wind, and Fire. Reasons. And have the most spiritual, downloads can come from Earth, Wind, and Fire. Reasons. Y'all got to go listen to it. Somebody need to go listen to Earth, Wind, and Fire today. Go listen to Earth, Wind, and Fire Reasons. Look, Michael Jackson, Off the Wall. Go listen to Michael Jackson, Off the Wall. He was preaching. You didn't even know it. Go listen to it and look at the lyrics. When the world is on your shoulders, you got to straighten up and get that boogie down. You're not supposed to be carrying that load. Relax, 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 relate, and release. Like it ain't got to be that serious. You should be having fun in your spiritual practice. If your spiritual practice feels like you're checking off a series of boxes, I would encourage you to reevaluate how you come to spirit. If your elder did not encourage you to find your way, my Elote's practice and my practice, we're in the same lineage because she initiated me, she crowned me, but it doesn't look like hers. It's not supposed to. Her relationship with her spiritual team is hers. My relationship with my spiritual team is mine. Me and one of my god siblings both got Shango, and he doesn't manifest the same way. He doesn't manifest the same way between us. It's always funny to me when people catch Shango around me. They're like, yo, there is a masculine energy surrounding you. For my god sibling, Shango walks beside them. But Shango is everywhere around me. And even though personality-wise, most people catch Yemoja coming out, if you can sense energy, you will sense Shango immediately. Immediately. It's different. It doesn't have to look the same. It has to look like you. God didn't incarnate as you for you to be a cookie cutter of somebody else. Otherwise, God wouldn't be incarnated like several billion people in other species on other planets. God would have just kept doing what God was doing, chilling. No. There is a reason we are all different. Even in your family, you are going to inherit your ancestral DNA different from your siblings. It doesn't spread to y'all exactly the same. So even I am 40-something% Nigerian, and one of my sisters might have something like some higher percentage of Congo. We're supposed to be different. Allow your spiritual practice to be yours. Honor the traditions. It's okay. Like, I don't even know if you can see that I have Sankofa on my hands. It is okay to look back, to move forward. That means it's okay to pull all of these things, to learn from them and apply them, and then let them give birth. Rebirth is part of the process. Transformation is part of the process. It is not you like throwing anything away. It is taking, and how can I make this mine? How can I make this mine? Somebody needed that all the way down. Yes. Look, Michael Jackson is a contemporary ancestor. We must play his songs. We must say his name and do his dances and give reverence to Michael. Absolutely. I have, in my own ancestral practice, I am on here way longer than I plan. I swear, y'all do it to me every time. TikTok. It's TikTok that be doing it. But in my own ancestral practice, I have expanded how I call my ancestors. And I make sure that I call not only my ancestors, the ancestors of my children, I call them, and I call the ancestors that are not biologically related to me, that love me, like my godfather and one of my teachers from high school, who, when I started calling her name, showed up in a dream. I was like, yay. And then even calling the ancestors of my children was such an emotional moment. Like, I burst into tears. It was like they were waiting for someone to call their name in that way. So I was really, really honored. That feeling that came over me, especially since me and their father are not together, it meant a lot for that to come through so beautifully. But I do my, contemporaries. I have one specific one who's famous, and I call his name because the night he transitioned, he came to me in a dream. So I make sure I call his name. I make sure I say his name. So, see? Yep. Oh, look, I just noticed it. Look, I ain't got no glasses on. I had to get real close to read it. So he's one of your contemporaries. So, like, let's say you were doing an altar. He may not go on the same altar as your biologicals, but you could have a separate altar space specifically for non-biological ancestors. You could just have some space for him. If you feel that kind of connection, you can hold space for him as part of your ancestral veneration practice. You can ancestor means they transition before you. So you have biological ancestors and non-biological ancestors. If you were all in a community, if we were somewhere in in Yoruba or some other community in Africa, the ancestors that we honored would not simply just be the ones that we're related to. We will be honoring the ones of the community. And from an African American diaspora community, Michael Jackson is a humongous part of the vast majority of Gen X and millennials and even boomers. Like, he is part of our life. I cried like I lost a family member when he transitioned. Like, I couldn't even watch the whole thing. Him, Whitney, cried like I lost a family member. Everyone called me when Chadwick transitioned like he was my husband. Everyone called me, and all my friends, "Are you okay?" Like, that's what they asked me. Am I okay? So understanding that venerating ancestors is, I honor the ancestors of the land. I go out and pour water, pour rum, do something out, like, thank you for the ancestors of this land where my home is. I give gratitude to them. I give gratitude to them tree ancestors who've been standing and watching over us. I give gratitude to the ancestors, period. Puriana, period. And as I've expanded it, it feels so natural because I feel like now I'm even more inclusive. Even when I honor my biologicals, I call names that I know, and I always say, peace, love, light, elevation to my ancestors, known and unknown to me, on all sides of my family and all planes of my existence. So, because I know, I know. And so I want to make sure I honor everybody. Everybody. I'll make sure everybody's taken care of. So let your practice flow through you naturally. Ashe, that's beautiful. Let it flow through you naturally as it comes, and take your time Take your time. Take your time. At some point, definitely consider. I am a big advocate of an elder. Um, and when I say elder, I don't want you to attach age. I want you to attach experience. Because my first elder, she's what, 6, 7 years younger than me? And she's the one that helped me, generally speaking, cultivate having a spiritual practice. She's the one that helped me develop my ancestral veneration practice. She encouraged me to follow Orisha when Orisha started to call. And she's the one that helped me manage my spiritual gifts. My spiritual gifts manifested, period. She helped me manage and give me exercises to strengthen my spiritual gifts. So I give her all manner of respect. When it was time for me to develop a deeper relationship with Orisha and Ifa, my Iolode manifested. And she wasn't in my inbox or anything like that. I listened to her radio show and I liked her then. And that's the thing. When you're looking for an elder, you should like them as a human. You should like them. You should like how they teach. Every teacher is not meant for every student. That's why even when you're in school, you have certain teachers that you love with all your heart and soul and wish you could have carried them with you your entire school career. And there are others like, I didn't learn jack from this person. I just couldn't. Every teacher is not meant for every student, and every student is not meant for every teacher. It has to be aligned. It has to be harmonious. And you have to do certain things in order to make sure that it is such. And you'll know. You'll absolutely know. So when that person resonates with you and you feel like you can learn from them. When I first officially spoke to her, my cousin blessed me with a reading with her. Like I wanted one. And so she gifted me one for my birthday. And it was immediate. It was like, I love you. I love you so much. Like it is immediate. We had the best conversation. The funniest thing that happened was I asked about work and immediately started channeling a download. And she's like, I want you to watch this recording and listen to you divining over yourself. Sometimes I actually go back and remind myself of that. And when she told me about initiation, because once again, if you missed at the beginning, I had no plans to initiate, none. I was cool with being a devotee of the 7 African powers and leaving it at that. Awesome. Very nice. Very, very nice. My Iolode is also younger than me. I don't have an elder that's an elder to me. They're spiritually an elder to me. And she didn't tell me, what you got to initiate or blah, blah, blah. That's not what she said. Initiation is in alignment with your destiny. Not only is initiation, you're going to be a priest. And she let the choice be mine. She let the choice be mine. She encouraged me to do work to get my head and my heart into alignment. So my Ori and Impanri were all in alignment. And so when I came back to her, I was like, how much is class? I was ready. I was like, I knew it was in alignment. She told me what class would entail, how long it would take, and what I would need to do. And that was that. That's how it should be. That's how it should be. So if you found someone, absolutely let them support you. And no, like my first mentor could only take me this far. And when she took me as far as she could, we're still cool, things like that. Understanding that sometimes it will be that way. Understanding that sometimes this person's only meant to take you so far, and somebody else may be meant to carry you the rest of the way or guide you the rest of the way. So, definitely protecting the legacy of the ancestors. For those that just joined, I'm just going to recap real fast before I go, because this 13% battery life is looking me in the eye like, you tempting fate. What's up? You feeling froggy? What you going to do? So once again, the Odu that came up for the collective, and I'll do another one of these live if Spirit calls me to, but initially these are meant for Patreon, but this message I knew was meant for a wider audience. So it was Okbe Oturapan, which is open road leads to good health. That open road is you doing what you need to do to manage your spiritual, mental, emotional, and physical health. That is what opens the road to keep you healthy. If you don't do the things to keep you healthy on all fronts, then you're going to experience something that's going to make you sit your butt down so that you can get healthy. So you can get healthy without the trauma of having to be sick, or you can get healthy because spirit made you sit your waist out down. You decide. But if you do that work, long life is yours. If you're trying to be in a competition and you want to win, if you have a spirit system offerings, help you secure a win. So just make sure that you're, doing those things. Make sure that you're protecting yourself and your health, and honor your Ori. I said this at the beginning. I will say it again as I'm wrapping up. If you are like, hey, I'm not in an Orisha tradition, your Ori means head. Means head. You have a head, you have an Ori. You don't have to be in an Orisha tradition to honor your head. So if you would like some prayers in English, I will give them to you for free. I will email them to you. You just inbox me and ask, and I will email them to you. You want to tip me after? Cool. But I'm not charging you for this because I didn't pay for it. When I found them for free on your YouTube, and I'm just saving you the legwork. I will give them to you for free so that you can make a practice of honoring the aspect of you that remembers its connection to the source. If that's what you desire, then inbox me. I will give it to you. No strings. Here you go. Be well. And understand that by honoring yourself, that is self-love. And self-love is an act of worship. You are honoring the part of you that remembers its oneness with the source. Every time you do something nice for you, you're doing something nice for God that incarnated as you. This is a good thing. This is a good thing. I don't know. Oh, I think I know who that is. This is a good thing. Continue to honor the part of you that's with you. That's the part of your spiritual team that is always there. That's the part of your spiritual team that's been there since before you were born. Honor it. It's good. For those of you who are like, feel like I might need a head cleansing, look around in your area, do search to see if there's a priest that can, do an individual divination for you to see if that's something that you need. If you don't want to go that route, you just want something simple. There, salt water prayed over always is a winner. Salt water prayed over. For some of you who want to, need something that you could resonate with, you're just new, Psalms 23 and Psalms 91 over the salt water. Take a full body, wash your hair, wash your face, get all of the dirt off of you. And even as you're washing the dirt off of you and it's washing away, give gratitude for the water cleansing anything that should not be attached to your body. Once you get your physical body clean, a bucket of something. I'm not calling y'all to sit in the tub because every time I see this, it is y'all dousing yourselves. So no, you need to fill up a bucket, a pail, a bowl, something with some cool water, salt, and pray over it. If you don't want to do a full Ori head cleansing ritual, do this. Water, salt, prayers of cleansing, of purifying, of protecting, of uplifting, and give gratitude to your head. And then pour it over your head. If you're somebody like me who can't swim and it feels real odd dumping all that water over your head, just but start from your head and let it run down. Anytime you're cleansing, removing energy, it's from head to toe, just like you remove dirt, head to toe. So you need it to run down and you need to do your head. A lot of people take spiritual baths and they wash their face. No, baby, I need you to get your head all in here, all in here. Do your head. Do your head. Get it all nice and clean. Get it all nice and clean. I would encourage y'all to do that for 7 days. For 7 days. If you don't do regular spiritual maintenance, I'm going to encourage you to do this for a week. And if you pair it with the prayers, I'm just saying, it's something to be said about honoring yourself. Something to be said about honoring yourself every day, every single day. I'm just saying, just a suggestion. Just a suggestion. If you are local to me, if you are in my area, can get to my area, and you feel like you actually want a head cleansing, inbox me. And we'll see what needs to be done. If that's really in alignment for you, since this was a collective one, you can inbox me. I'll be more than happy to talk to you about scheduling time for you to come or me to come to you or what that would cost and things like that. And I ain't gonna hit you in the head, like real talk. I'm not one of those priests. I'm not trying to send you to the poorhouse because God don't need your money. I just want an equal exchange for the work that I'm gonna do. That's it. That's it. That's what I'm on. That's it. That's it. I want an equal exchange for the energy and effort I'm gonna put into helping you do this work. So if you missed from the beginning, thank you for all the folks joining. 1.1K likes. Um, but thank you for everybody for joining. Thank you for the likes. This is streaming on YouTube as well. So if you didn't catch it from the beginning, by all means, check out my YouTube channel. It's in my link tree in my bio. You can also check it out on the Book of Many Faces. It's also on there. You can catch the playback from the very, very beginning. But thank y'all so much for your time. My phone has been ringing, and I hung up on my mama to talk to y'all. I hung up on moms. It's like, moms, I gotta call you back. I'll call you back, mommy. I love mom to talk to y'all. She feels special. She feels oh so special. Go listen to some Michael Jackson Off the Wall, Earth, Wind, and Fire Reasons. Let it preach to you. Let it preach to you. Let it speak to your being. Enjoy it. Dance. Dance. Tell your ancestors to come dance with you. Dance. And if you cry, that's a good thing. If you end up dancing and you say, ancestors, I'm dancing with you, and you cry, that's a good thing. That's a very good thing. Take it as a big, giant, loving hug. Take it as a very big, giant, loving hug and let the tears flow. Let them flow. Ana Yazori, mind your health, listen to your bodies, listen to your spirit. They're talking to you. And I hope that y'all have a very, 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 very beautiful day. Thanks for the likes and the shares. Take care, and I'll talk to y'all soon. Bye. Nope, I didn't.